I'm Caves from Caves' Bicycle and Small Engine Repair. Today, this video, we're doing part 2 on the derailer series, adjusting the derailleur. This one here is adjusted. I just want to talk to you a little bit about adjusting a derailleur. Obviously, we can't adjust because it's already adjusted. This video is going to be short and sweet, but when you adjust the derailleur, this has to be all the way tight. You pull the slack out here. Okay, and then my lighting is kind of horrible right now, but you can see these two screws here. This one here is the low in this particular case. Where's my finger? That one's the low and that one's the high. What the high does is adjusts this arm just like that, pushes it back and forth so that your chain slides between these on the sprocket. Now, this one here is already set. I set this one off camera just to talk about setting a derailleur on a bike. Another way to, when you go to set a derailleur, if you hear background noise like what sounds like an air conditioner, here in Alberta, it's November, so it's deer hunting season, and we harvest for our family. And we also got puppies, so if you hear yipping, it's not dog torture, it's just the puppies. I'll have to show you a clip of them later. But, yeah, so like I say there, so you tighten it up here. Now, these are just, where am I here? I'm filming on my iPhone, but I'll get on the Sony camera again. The next series you'll see is doing front and back brakes and adjusting brakes and stuff, just random stuff on bikes. And I'm hoping, stay tuned, I'm going to try and get as many videos out here in November as I can. November's almost up, but getting back to it, you adjust this so that it's tight, so that when you turn that just has got the slightest bit of play in it. And the reason why you don't want too much play in that is because what will happen is when you go to pedal, it'll just pull like that and it'll be garbage. So, stay tuned for a snowblower. Because up here in Alberta, we get winter and it's dang cold. But, another thing you always want to check when adjusting your derailleur, you want to check that guy's tight. Which is just, come on camera. Like you see a Torx head there, and there's another Torx head there. Cinch those down and make sure too that when you do that, you make sure that these sprockets are moving freely. There's a little metal cup link on the inside of these that that can wear out. I usually like to keep my videos between 10 and 30 minutes. This one's probably going to only be maybe at best 6, 7, 10 minutes because I'm just explaining. Now, as you've seen last time, we did a front derailleur adjustment on a totally different bike. The next one, next video, what we're going to do is do front disc brake and back just clamp brake. So getting back to that, there's not much more to a derailleur, or a rear derailleur, I should say, than what I just told you about. Some derailleurs on different bikes will clamp to the bolt. You guys can't really, the bolt that you undo the crank with, or the bolt that holds the tire down. There you can see it, and that sometimes they'll pivot on there, and I'll have to do another video on how to set those. But for now, this is a fairly common setup. Here's a brand of it. It's actually backwards, so if I tape the upside down, it's not going to help, but you get the gist of it. The bike's upside down. I fix bikes upside down. If you see that little green thing that's like right there, that's just an extension cord. Now, getting back to this whole derailleur thing, if you don't cinch this cable that runs right here down, what's going to happen is when you go to shift your gear at the front, this is just going to pull this cable out of here. Okay, what I recommend is not the permanent Loctite, but a semi-permanent, or I think they call it a temporary Loctite. I think it's a blue bottle. Just put a little bit of that on there, and that'll hold that down. Now, I'm going to do a video. As you see, I cut my thumb on it here a while ago, but I'm going to do a video on fixing this. If you got fray on your cable, stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you a quick and neat trick to fix fray that's on these cables, because this happens a lot. Normally the cable looks like this with a little metal cup link on the end, which is totally normal. Now, if you're wondering why there's black on my finger, I smashed it in the door. I know it looks like pen writing, but it's been crushed. There's a spring. Now, inside of a derailleur, you got a spring, which is right here, right in there. And what that does is that, like I say, adjusts it so that when you push on this top, it slides it back and forth. Now, I told you about the high adjustment. Now, the low adjustment, what the low adjustment does is it adjusts this guy. So it'll adjust, what the high adjustment does is adjusts how it jumps on these sprockets. The low screw adjusts the gaps where the chain sits, whether the chain is riding up or if it's halfway between each. Ideally, you want it just so that it's about 0.03 of an inch away from touching, like so close it's ridiculous from touching. And then that's usually set right. And then as your gears get loose, you just turn this counterclockwise, which would be tightening this, which means that this has come loose if you have to tension this. But this will go, it'll only go in so much before it stops there. And then, yeah, so it goes inside this little cup link here. So, this is pretty much it for the two-part series on the adjusting the derailleur. Sorry I haven't posted in like 3 weeks. Again, it's November. I've been out hunting all day, every day. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. The next one will be doing front brakes and running cables to front brakes on the green bike you seen that we did the front derailleur on, that green bike. And we'll get that one out of the shop, and then we got this guy. And so this bike was made here in Canada. If I find the thing, I think it's on the other side, but it was made here in Canada. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.